For as long as I can remember, I had trouble making decisions. It's not that I don't know what I want, it's just that I'm not sure how to get there. I guess we could say I was afraid. Afraid of the consequences of my decision and their impact on me and on people I cared for the most. I had trouble deciding which college to choose. I couldn't make up my mind on which events to go to. Hell, sometimes I couldn't even decide what to eat and just stood there in front of the refrigerator for tens of minutes. My friend, one of the few people that put up with me, knew he had to do something. And so, one day when we were strolling around the neighborhood just doing nothing, he took me to a house saying a friend of his lives there, and that he may be able to help me with my confidence. When we got in and met his friend, it became clear to me that his friend was actually some sort of mentalist, or maybe a shrink, and then my friend paid him to meet me. Knowing that, the meeting didn't go too well, and the evening ended with me arguing with my friend and leaving in a hurry. Even though I knew he just wished me well, I couldn't stand that he thought I needed help. The morning after, just when I was getting ready to leave for my dead-end job, I heard some rustling at my front door. Someone pushed an envelope under the door, and it slid far into my apartment. It was an old, worn-out envelope, and it kind of smelled like vanilla. I opened it, and a coin, together with a short note, fell out of it. "When you are in doubt," the note said. I was a bit confused at first, as someone must have played a prank on me, and must have been my friend trying to make something good out of a bad situation and trying to make a joke out of it. Or so I thought. And it worked. I smiled and put the coin in my pocket. I can make my decisions with a coin toss now, I thought. And I did. At first, I only used the coin for more trivial decisions. I drank cocoa instead of coffee in the morning. I bought the blue sweater. I went to see a movie, and it was actually good. With time, I noticed the coin actually guided me into choosing all the good decisions. I started trusting it and often took its advice over my own. Tossing that coin became my addiction. A couple of times I tried to do the opposite of what the coin told me, and I couldn't. I really tried, but something, was it my mind or my belief and trust I put into the coin or something else, wouldn't let me, and I felt real physical pain when I tried to act on my own accord. As I trusted it more and more, I started asking its advice on major decisions as well. I bought a used Renault car instead of a Peugeot. The very same Peugeot I considered buying was involved in a car accident where its brakes failed. The driver died. A friend asked me to go skydiving with him. I declined, and his girlfriend went instead. The parachute didn't open. I stood by his side at her funeral, and I felt his resentment. He wished I'd be in that coffin. As more and more decisions proved to be the right ones, I got into some shares trending. It was a complete success. Soon I was making more in a few hours than most people did in a month, all thanks to the decisions I made with the help of the coin. I never talked about it with the friend that I supposed gave it to me, and with things going so well, I didn't really want him to know I was still using it. With more than enough money, I soon became bored. I put together a list of things I wanted to do, and my plan was to cross every wish off my list by the end of the year. Doing things, as always, included making decisions with a toss of a coin. Heads meant I was going to do it. Tails meant I wasn't. It was a peaceful night, and I was walking around the town. It was quiet, and I haven't seen a living soul for quite some time. It felt like an appropriate moment to cross something off my list. I stood in front of a closed shop. There were a few things left that got my blood running, and robbing a shop was one of the items on my list. If the coin came up heads, I knew, or at least thought I knew I wouldn't get caught. I tossed the coin. Tails. Robbing a store had to wait. The next morning I made myself some coffee, heads, with milk, went out, and tails came to a conclusion I didn't need an umbrella. It was a beautiful day, and I used my spare time to go to a nearby park and sit down on a bench for a while. There was a couple just sitting in the grass nearby, enjoying a picnic. They seemed happy. I didn't even realize when I took the coin out of my pocket, flipped it and caught it in my hand. Heads. I stood up, grabbed the knife out of the couple's picnic basket, and sliced their necks. It was all done quickly and quietly. I don't think they even realized what was going on until it was too late, and all they could get out of their mouth were silent screams mixed with blood. I calmly went back home and went to sleep. I was awakened by loud bangs on my door. I thought it was my friend. Murmured something about calling in advance and when to open the door. As I was approaching the doors, they busted open and about 5 policemen came rushing through, knocking me on the floor. I can't remember much from that point on, but I was told I just lied on the floor whispering, but it was heads. The coin I talked about during interrogations was never found. I've been in a mental institution for quite a while now. They say I'm getting better, and I'm allowed to write now. What they don't know is that just a few nights back, I once more heard rustling at the door of my cell. Something came flying into the room under the door. It was an envelope smelling lightly of vanilla. I don't intend to live my life in a mental institution. Tonight, I'm going out, and with my coin in my pocket, I have no doubt I will be seeing you soon. Thank you for watching. Please check out my other videos. They're also things.